Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Emily. You might recognize me from the very first video that you watched when you entered the event. But in case you didn't see that video, I would like to just introduce myself. As I said, my name is Emily, and I'm an international admissions and recruitment officer here at Carleton. And I'm also a proud graduate of Carleton's criminology and criminal justice program. So I'm very excited to be welcoming you here today and to talk to you a little bit about how to choose your program, what we offer in terms of academics, and all the opportunities that are available to you as a student. So I invite you before we get started to use the chat on the right-hand side of your screen to send a message. You can say hello, maybe let us know where you're from, maybe even let me know what program you're interested in studying. I always love to see and hear from people and see what they're interested in coming to Canada for. You can also use the Q&A function, which is beside the chat function, to ask your questions. I'm sure that many of you probably did that in the last session that you just came from, and my team members will be happy to answer them. And if we have some time at the end, I'll also answer some questions live as well. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, I want to just tell you a little bit about when I talk to students and sometimes their parents. Now, some of you may know exactly what you want to study, but I bet you a lot of you perhaps don't know. Maybe you haven't narrowed it down, but you know sort of what type of programs you want to study. And that's completely okay because you have a lot of time. But something that I often hear from students when they're trying to choose a program is they really want to know what job can they get after they graduate. They want to know what program is going to set them up for the best job so that they can make money and really have a good career started. Now, the truth is, any of our programs are going to get you a job, and they're going to get you a good job after you graduate. If you come to Carleton and you get a degree, you can use that degree anywhere in the world, right? It's internationally recognized. It's recognized as being very valuable. And all of our students, no matter what they're studying, are learning about how to solve the world's issues today. So while we do learn from the past, we're also looking at what problems does our world face and how can we fix them. So our students are really living in the present as well as the future, no matter what program they are in. So my best advice to you is to study what you are passionate about. Think about what really excites you. Because if you're studying something that you are actually passionate about, you're going to enjoy your classes more. You're going to enjoy working on your assignments. You'll want to put in more effort when it comes to exams and studying and working with your peers. And then all of that is naturally going to lead to more success, right? And of course, it's just going to be simply more enjoyable if you're studying something that actually really excites you. And the nice thing about our degrees is that you can choose a degree and then you can get even more specific within the degree. So you really get the chance to find exactly what it is you're most passionate about, and whatever it is that you really want to learn about, you'll be able to do that within your degree. So let me introduce to you the 5 faculties that we have at Carleton. Now, a faculty, if you don't know what that means, is basically you can think of it as like an academic roof or a house. And within each faculty, we have our more specific programs that we offer. The faculty is sort of the general area of study for each program. So the first faculty that we have is Arts and Social Sciences. So Arts and Social Sciences houses 38 areas of study at Carleton, and the Arts and Social Sciences really focuses on identities, communities and social justice, mental health and the mind, sustainable futures, and the power of creative expression. So we have a whole interdisciplinary faculty, research, we have innovative teaching, we have collaboration and experiential learning. So the environment that you're learning in is going to be very collaborative, meaning that you get the chance to work with your classmates, work with your peers and your professors as well. And there's experiential learning opportunities. So you actually get to go out and learn by doing as well. And the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences really promotes creativity and critical thinking skills and communication skills that are really, really important for today's, working modern workforce. So the programs that we have within arts and social sciences would be our Bachelor of Arts program, which has over 30 different majors to choose from, including sociology, French, anthropology, criminology, history, English, and so many more. We have our Bachelor of Global and International Studies, which has 18 different specializations. We have cognitive science, we have humanities, music, and then so on and more. The next faculty that we have is our Faculty of Engineering and Design. Now, Carleton is actually one of the nation's leading institutions on research and the study of engineering, architecture, industrial design, and information technology. So if you're someone who really enjoys math and science and creating things and designing things and building things, then you might want to look into engineering and design. We have 13 different streams of engineering. Some of them are the more traditional streams that you might have heard of already, like electrical, civil, mechanical, biomedical. But we also have some very niche streams that you won't be able to find at many other universities in Canada. And this includes aerospace engineering, sustainable and renewable energy engineering, engineering physics. So we have a lot of really great options for you if engineering is something that you are interested in. Now, we also have some really cool design programs. So if you want to get really creative and you want to build things, we also have our Bachelor of Architectural Studies. So if you actually want to become an architect in the future, that's a really great program. We also have industrial design, and then we have information technology as well. And within all of these programs, you can get even more specific. So for example, if you're studying architecture, you can choose to focus on design or urbanism or conservation and sustainability. So you really get to, hone in and narrow down on what it is you're most interested in and what you want your degree to be. We like to provide our students, I'll just say this, engineering, the Faculty of Engineering really likes to provide their students with a challenging work environment, but one that is also diverse and flexible. The next faculty we have is the Faculty of Public Affairs. Now, I'm a little bit biased because this is the one that I graduated from as a criminology student. And all of our students who are studying within the Faculty of Public Affairs are learning about how the world works in terms of how different countries interact with each other, how different institutions and organizations interact with each other, how people interact with each other. So it's a really, really neat faculty that offers a wide range of programs. The professors and students work collaboratively to study and address the challenges that face today's world. This program has many different majors within our Bachelor of Arts program, just like the Arts and Social Sciences faculty did. We're very strong in communication and media studies, journalism, economics, media production and design, public affairs and policy management, social work, and then of course, so many more. So if you're interested in learning about sort of how the world works, maybe you're really interested in media or bringing stories to the news or bringing real life sort of to the news, then this might be something that you are interested in studying. The next faculty that we have is our Sprott School of Business. So the Sprott School of Business has our 2 business degrees. The first one being the Bachelor of Commerce and the second being the Bachelor of International Business. So the Bachelor of Commerce has many different concentrations that you can choose from. You can choose up to 2, but you don't even have to choose any at all if you don't want to. Some of the options that are offered are marketing, accounting, finance, entrepreneurship, management, business analytics, information systems. So there's a whole variety of majors that you can choose from within the Bachelor of Commerce. For the Bachelor of International Business, this business degree really focuses on the international piece and the global piece. So if you are a student in the International Business program, you're going to be studying a language for your first 2 years, and you can choose from French, Spanish, Japanese, Mandarin, or German. And then when you're in your 3rd year, you actually will go abroad and study in a country for the whole year that speaks the language that you have been learning. So I know a friend of mine who studied Spanish, and she went and lived in Valencia, Spain for a year. A lot of students who study French will choose to go to Belgium or France for the year. So there's a lot of really great opportunities there. If you're someone who's really looking to study abroad, then this might be a cool program that you'll want to look into. So no matter what business program you choose, Carleton, both of Carleton's business programs provide individualized, lifelong learning journeys that allow our students to discover their unique talents and really unleash creativity. That's something that we really focus on, is creativity. And just a fun fact for you, for our business students, 93% of Carleton's graduates from our business programs are employed within 1 year. I know a lot of people really like to know employability rates, so I just wanted to add that in as a little fun fact, is our business students get jobs, and they get great jobs after they graduate. Now, finally, we have our we have our Faculty of Science. The Faculty of Science has 4 different degrees within it. So we have our Bachelor of Science, which has a whole array of choices to choose from in terms of your major. We've got neuroscience and mental health. We have bioinformatics, biology, chemistry, biochemistry, physics, food science. So you got a lot of options there for you as well. We also have a health sciences degree. We have a Bachelor of Math, and then we have a Bachelor of Computer Science. And I know that computer science is one of our more popular programs, so it's a really, really great one. Now, our science students get opportunities to do research right starting in first year, which is pretty unique for undergraduate students. So if you're someone who really wants to focus on research, or maybe you want to dabble in research and see where it takes you, there's going to be so many great opportunities for you to do that even in your first year. As a science student, you're going to have lectures, but you're also going to have labs. So again, we really bring in that experiential learning piece. We want you to learn by doing, in addition to learning in the classroom. So it's a very collaborative learning environment as well. Oftentimes you'll need to pair up, or you'll need to get into groups to complete a lab together or to complete assignments together. And our science students have access to the Science Student Success Center, which is it's a mouthful. But this Success Center is for every student who's in the Faculty of Science. There is peer mentorship, there is academic support. For those of you who want to go to medical school or dental school after, or physiotherapy, there's support for you to help you prepare for applying to those schools afterwards. And then, of course, there's career and employability support, which you might hear about in one of our later sessions. So the science faculty is a really, really good one. You're just like our other faculties, you're going to be taught by professors who are leading researchers in the field that they are focused on. So people who are actually working in the field, who have been lead researchers in their specific area, those are the people who you're going to be taught by, which means you're going to get really, really top-notch learning experiences as a science student, just like you will as a student in any faculty. So those are the 5 faculties that we have. And I really just want to emphasize to you that your degree at Carleton is what you want it to be. They are very flexible and customizable. For example, if you're someone who knows that you really want to study communication and media studies, but you also have a really strong passion for French and you want to learn French, or perhaps you're studying journalism and you want to also tie in some health sciences, you can do that. Our degrees, aside from the ones that are very, very structured and specific, like engineering, other than that one, our degrees are very customizable, and you can sort of mix and match and take your different passions and add them into your degree. We want you to have a degree that's really going to prepare you for the future, and that it reflects your passions and your interests. Now, if you're not quite sure what you want to do, maybe you know what you enjoy doing, maybe you know what you're passionate about, but you don't know what degree would be a good fit for you, we have a really handy tool on our website. So if you go to the link on the page, it's carleton.involve.me/program-quiz. It's a bit of a mouthful. If you go to that link, you can take our program quiz. So there's going to be a few different questions. There's going to be multiple choice answers. So you select which answers best suit your interests. And then at the end of the quiz, we will give you some suggestions of programs that we think you might be interested in. Now, if we give you a suggestion and you're not sure what that is, come chat with me at the end of the presentation, or sorry, not at the end of the presentation, after all of the live sessions are over, because I am going to be in the academic booth where I can answer any of your questions, and I would be more than happy to. So I just want to thank everyone for taking the time to watch my session. You might be wondering, Wow, or you might be thinking all of these programs sound great, but how do I get in and how do I apply? Well, if you stay tuned, my colleague Andy is going to do a live session next on admissions and how to apply. So he'll talk about some really great information and what is required to get into the programs that I just talked about. But before we do that, we're going to show you a video from some of our very own international students. And I also realized that we have a little bit of time. So perhaps before I do that, I might take a couple of questions from the chat here. Let's see. I see we've got a lot of really great questions. Someone is asking about athletic scholarships. So you will learn about our scholarships in the next presentation, but I will let you know that we don't offer athletic scholarships or sports scholarships. The scholarships that we offer are based on your grades. So that's really important to know, and you'll learn a little bit more about that in the next session. Someone is asking about popular minors for engineering or computer science students. So for engineering students, it's not super typical to do a minor, simply because the engineering program is very structured. You have all of your courses that you need to take. You do have room for some elective courses, but typically if you wanted to add a minor, it might add a little bit of extra time onto your degree. But that being said, if you're okay with that, you're more than welcome to look at our list of minors. And if you come to my booth after all of the live sessions, I'll be happy to chat about those with you. All right, let's see. I have another question here. Which program will I choose to be able to build and develop drones? That sounds like an engineering program to me. And that also sounds really cool. But yes, definitely, I would have a look into some of our engineering programs because building drones, I think, would fit quite nicely into those programs. Awesome. Let's see here. I'm just looking through the questions as we have a couple more minutes. Are there tech giants like Apple, Google, Microsoft in Carleton where I can apply for jobs? Oh, that's a great question. So if I'm reading the question right, I think I'm understanding this correctly. If not, you can correct me. We have a high tech sector, Canadian headquarters of many tech companies. Yes, okay. So we in Ottawa have a high tech sector located right here in our city with over 1,000 different tech companies. And we have some very big names here as well, like the ones you mentioned. And our students are able to participate in co-op. And so a lot of our co-op students are getting jobs at those companies. So the answer to your question is yes, you can definitely apply to those companies. They offer really great work experiences for our co-op students. I won't talk too much about it because there is going to be a session in a little bit on co-op and employability and career support. So stay tuned for that because there's going to be a lot of really great information.
Future Carleton students, my name is Cameron and I'm from Azerbaijan. I'm in the criminology program in my 3rd year. Today I will show you guys around the University Center, the heart of Carleton University. First, I want to show you guys the campus card office. If you ever have any questions about your campus card, which you use to access certain places in campus or a cafeteria if you live in residence, you can come here. There's also the UPass Center back there, which you can use to activate your UPass, which then you use to access trains and buses in Carleton, which goes to the center of the city. Lastly, I want to mention you guys why University Center has a special place in my heart. University Center, when I first came to Carleton University, I walked through here and I saw my country's flag, and at that moment I felt accepted and I felt like I belonged to Carleton University. This place, which has more than 200 flags, represents Carleton students from all around the world. Until you yourself come here and take a look yourself, you can have a virtual look through my lens.